There's a reason your love feels too big for most people. It's not because you're dramatic. It's not because you're needy. It's because your heart was never designed for the masses. You weren't born to love widely. You were born to love sacredly. And the truth no one ever dared to tell you, Leo, is this. You've only ever been meant to deeply connect with 5 souls in this lifetime. Not 6, not 10, just 5. Not because you are arrogant, but because your divine fire burns too brightly for hearts that are not prepared. If you've ever felt like you were too much, if you've ever dimmed your light so someone would stay, if you've ever been told you love too hard, want too deeply, or feel too intensely, then this is not just a message. This is your return. Your return to a truth that's been hidden behind pain and people-pleasing. A truth encrypted in your zodiac DNA, forged by the sun, sealed by the cosmos, and now being reactivated by the astrology of this exact moment. Because today, you're going to remember who deserves your light and who doesn't. For centuries, astrologers have written that Leo is ruled by the sun, but they forgot to tell you what that really means. The sun gives life, but it also burns. And unless a soul has the energetic strength, the spiritual compatibility, and the emotional maturity to stand in your heat without trying to control it, they were never meant to receive your love. This is not about romance. It's about soul resonance. It's about frequency legacy and the sacred design of your heart. Because the fire you carry in your chest is not ordinary. It is ancestral. It is selective. It is divinely encoded to recognize only 5 archetypal connections across your lifetime. 5 destined soul contracts that awaken, expand, and protect your sacred flame. And if you don't know what they look like, you'll keep wasting your light on those who can't even hold a spark. So now I ask you, are you ready to finally understand why you've always felt misunderstood? Are you ready to stop apologizing for your intensity? Are you ready to reclaim your sacred fire and only give it to those who can honor it? Because we're about to unlock the first 3 soul connections that were written in your spiritual blueprint before you even entered this life. And by the end of this journey, you will no longer question your worth. You will no longer try to be less. You will choose better because you will finally know who your fire was made for. Have you ever felt like your love was too much for the world? Or just meant for the rare few? Part 1. The Sacred Flame and the First 3 Soul Connections. Why your heart never fit in this world. There's a fire inside you, Leo, that not everyone was built to stand near. You've always felt it, haven't you? That your love isn't average. That your presence fills a room, not out of arrogance, but because your energy is solar. You don't enter, you arrive. But somewhere along the way, they told you that was too much. Too intense. Too loud. Too emotional, too everything. So you started to wonder, maybe I should shrink. Maybe I should turn the volume down. Maybe people will stay if I just hide my light a little. But let's tell the truth today. You were never made to dim. You were made to choose. And what no one told you, what they never dared to whisper, is this. Your heart was designed for 5 specific souls. No more, no less. 5 people you're meant to truly connect with across your lifetime. 5 energies that match your divine fire, that won't extinguish it, won't steal from it, and won't run from it. These are not just people. They are soul contracts, spiritual alignments, pre-written truths waiting to be remembered. And the first one begins now. Chapter 1. The Mirror Flame. There is a rare kind of soul that walks into your life and does the unthinkable. They see your power and they don't flinch. They witness your glory and they don't shrink. They don't compete. They reflect. This is the Mirror Flame. They aren't intimidated by your light. They don't tell you to be humble when you're proud. They don't side-eye your success. They celebrate it. They amplify it. They say, shine brighter. I can take it. I was made for this. Because their light isn't threatened by yours, it harmonizes with it. The Mirror Flame doesn't need you to be less so they can feel like more. They want all of you, the fire, the flare, the boldness, the brilliance. They don't compete for the stage. They're already on their own stage and they choose to stand beside you. But this connection isn't always easy because a mirror shows you everything, including the parts you're afraid to admit. And if you're not ready, Leo, you might misread their truth as criticism. You might walk away thinking they're pushing me too hard, but they weren't pushing. They were remembering your greatness and calling it back to the surface. Have you ever mistaken someone's challenge as rejection when really they saw your true potential before you did? Life lesson: the Mirror Flame teaches you this. Real love doesn't dim your light. It reflects, it expands it, and protects it. Comment if this resonates with you. Have you ever met someone who didn't compete with your light, but embraced it fully? Chapter 2. The Silent Guardian. The second soul connection isn't loud. They don't flatter you in public. They don't post about you on social media. They don't say the words, "I've got your back," because they don't need to. They simply do. This is the Silent Guardian. You don't fall in love with them because of what they say. You love them because of what they protect, especially when you're not watching. They're the kind of person who speaks your name with honor in rooms you've never entered, the one who stands up for you when gossip rises, the one who interrupts a conversation and says, "You don't know them like I do. You don't get to speak about them that way." It's not theatrical, it's not performative, it's quiet, solid, unshakable, and it hits you deep because you've known the opposite. You've trusted people who stayed silent when others disrespected you. You've mistaken flattery for loyalty. You've seen people smile to your face, then betray you for clout. That's why, when you find someone who guards your name, your heart, your essence, even when it's inconvenient, you remember it forever. You might not see them as often, they might not be flashy, but they are real. And in a world where so many pretend real is rare. Life lesson: the Silent Guardian reminds you true loyalty isn't loud, it's constant, and it protects you even when you're not in the room. Comment if this resonates with you. Have you ever discovered someone had your back without ever telling you? How did it change the way you saw them? Chapter 3. The Fire Dancer. Leo, you feel deeply. You love fiercely. You live like every moment is a spark. And yet how many times have you been told you're too emotional, too intense, too much? So you began to water yourself down. You toned down your laugh. You softened your ambition. You swallowed your fire, hoping it would make people stay. But your soul began to ache, because Leo without fire is not Leo. It's just a shadow of who you really are. And then one day someone entered who didn't ask you to calm down, who didn't flinch when you raised your voice in passion or pain, who didn't fear your fire, they danced with it. This is the Fire Dancer. They don't call you dramatic. They don't see your emotional intensity as unstable. They see it as aliveness, and they meet you in it. They ride the waves with you. They hold you when you collapse from exhaustion. They don't try to fix you. They stay with you through the storm, because they understand that the same fire that makes you fierce is the fire that makes you loving, loyal, radiant. And they love all of it. Have you ever apologized for being too much when in reality you were simply alive in a world that had grown numb? The Fire Dancer teaches you don't need to shrink to be loved. You don't need to become soft to be accepted. You just need to find someone who sees your fire as beautiful, not dangerous. Life lesson: the Fire Dancer reminds you your intensity is not a flaw. It's the pulse of your spirit, and those meant for you will never ask you to dim it. Comment if this resonates with you. Have you ever met someone who didn't try to tame your fire but moved with it instead? Closing. The end of part 1. Now you've met 3 of them. 3 soul contracts written before this life began. Not random people, not accidents, but echoes of destiny that activate something ancient within you. And here's what you must remember, Leo. You were never hard to love. You were just surrounded by people who weren't ready to love something so sacred, so bright, so real. So stop apologizing, stop shrinking, stop settling. Your divine fire is not for everyone, but for the few who carry the match within them. In the next part of this journey, we will meet the final 2 soul connections, the ones who live without masks and the ones who bring balance without extinguishing you. But before we go, take a deep breath and ask yourself this: how many of these first 3 have you met already? And if you've lost one, was it because you were still learning to see yourself? Comment below with honesty. You might just find someone else who sees themselves in your story. Part 2. The Rarest Bonds and the Final Soul Contracts. When your fire seeks truth, not attention, you've lit up rooms, you've commanded attention, you've been adored, praised, celebrated. But now, something feels different. You no longer crave applause, you crave alignment. You're no longer impressed by those who say the right words. You're drawn to those who feel right in your energy. Because the older your soul becomes, the less interested you are in noise and the more you seek truth. Not surface-level affection, not loud devotion, but stillness, authenticity, depth. And this next chapter of your journey, Leo, is about the 2 rarest connections, the ones that don't spark your ego, but heal your essence. The ones who don't need your fire to be entertained, but offer you safety, reflection, and sacred grounding. Let's meet the final two. Chapter 4. The Unmasked Soul. Leo, you have a gift that most don't even realize you possess. You can see through people. You sense energy before words. You feel the shift in someone's spirit, even when their smile stays the same. You recognize performance, and it exhausts you. You've walked into rooms full of friends and felt utterly alone because no one was really there. Just versions, personas, projections. That's why when you meet someone who shows up unmasked, raw, unfiltered, and flawed, something inside you relaxes. This is the unmasked soul. They don't try to impress you. They don't memorize lines. They don't calculate their tone. They just show up as themselves, messy, honest, real. They tell you when they're unsure. They admit when they're afraid. They don't pretend to have it all figured out. And it feels like peace. Because for once, you don't have to be on. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to perform. With the unmasked soul, you are safe to be, not just shine. They might challenge you to slow down. They might call you out when you're avoiding your own truth. But they'll never try to manipulate your light because they're too busy being true to theirs. Life lesson: the unmasked soul reminds you authenticity is the highest form of intimacy. When someone shows you who they really are, they give you permission to do the same. Comment if this resonates with you. Have you ever found someone who made you feel safe enough to be real, not perfect? Chapter 5. The Harmonizer, and now the rarest of all. Not because they are loud, not because they shine brighter, but because they bring something no one else could: balance. This is the harmonizer. They don't try to change you. They don't ask you to be less. They don't calm you to silence your fire. They calm you to support it. When your energy is too high, they don't say, "You're too much." They say, "Let's breathe." When your emotions feel like a storm, they don't shut down. They anchor. They ground. They remind you that even the sun sometimes sets. They don't control your flame. They coexist with it. And because of that, you grow. With them, you expand, not explode. You reflect, not retreat. You rest, not collapse. They are water to your fire, not to extinguish, but to transform. Together, you create steam, movement, elevation, power that rises instead of burns. You may have met this person and mistaken them for boring because they didn't fan your ego. They didn't rush to praise you. But now you realize their quiet presence was the most powerful of all. They knew how to stay. Life lesson: the harmonizer teaches you strength is not just passion, it's presence. It's knowing when to stand, when to yield, and when to hold space for both. Comment if this resonates with you. Have you ever overlooked someone who brought you peace because you were still addicted to chaos? Closing: the completion of the 5. And now you know. 5 souls, 5 contracts, 5 truths about your heart that were never taught to you but always lived inside you. The mirror flame, the silent guardian, the fire dancer, the unmasked soul, the harmonizer. They aren't fairy tale characters. They are energies. They are mirrors. They are teachers. They are rare. And you, Leo, are no longer here to chase shallow love. You are here to choose what aligns. To walk away when a connection doesn't nourish your fire. To stay only where your light is celebrated, not just tolerated. To be as loyal to your soul as you are to others. And here's the truth: you may not have all 5 in your life yet. Or maybe you've met one and didn't realize their worth until now. But now you know what to look for. And when you recognize even one of these souls, don't let them go. Comment honestly. Which of these 5 have you met already? Which one are you still hoping to find? Let your answers be real, because real is rare and you were born for it. Before you go, Leo, if this message awakened something inside you, if it helped you remember your worth, your fire, your sacred light, then this is not where it ends. Because on this channel, Leo Zodiac Power, we don't just talk about astrology, we uncover destiny, we decode soul contracts, we protect your fire with truth. So, if you're ready to receive deeper insights every week to walk with your head higher, your heart clearer, and your energy protected, then subscribe now. Not for me, for you, for the version of yourself that refuses to shrink ever again. Click subscribe, turn on the bell, and walk boldly into your next chapter. Because your journey is sacred, and this is just the beginning.